Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another great day. Look, we're going to keep going in our I Am series this month. All month, we're looking at the different I Am statements of Jesus found in the Gospel of John. And so this week, we're looking at the statements, I am the gate and I am the good shepherd. And so as we look at John chapter 10, verses 19 through 42, which is our passage for today, Jesus in verse 27 says this. He says that my sheep hear my voice. I know them and they follow me. You know, as I think about that verse, and there's this idea that my sheep hear my voice, that it's a voice that you're familiar with. You know, when we think about being familiar, like you think about walking through your bedroom, right? You know where everything is in your bedroom, whether you've cleaned it like your mom asked you to or not, whether it's dirty, messy, you have an idea of where everything is in your room. And because of that, you can walk through your room when it was dark. Right? Now, if I were to walk through your room and it was dark, I would need to turn on the light. I would need a flashlight. Otherwise, I would be stumbling all around because I'm not very familiar with it. The more familiar you are with something, the easier it is just to kind of go in autopilot, just to automatically respond to it. Right? The same is true, I think, about some advertisements. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it, right? And that's we become familiar with things that we surround ourselves over and over and over again with. And yet Jesus says his sheep, the ones that belong to him, they hear his voice. They're familiar with it. Jesus, he says, I know them, and then watch, they follow me. That it's not just to hear Jesus' voice, to be one of his sheep, to be a disciple of Jesus, isn't just to be able to hear the voice, but it's to hear his voice, to be known by God, and then to do something about it, to follow him, to do what he's asked you to do. And so I want to challenge you today to just ask this quick question. Are you familiar with the voice of God? If God called out for you to go and take a step of faith, if he called you to go out and do something, would you know that it was him calling you? Would you know what the voice of God sounded like? Do you read your scriptures daily? Are you daily in the scriptures so that you know the character of God, so that you know the things that he would ask of you, that if you know his character, you know the things that he would ask and the things that he wouldn't ask? Are you daily in prayer, not just talking to God, not just letting him know what you need and what you want, but also being still and quiet, just listening for what the Old Testament calls a still small voice, waiting for God to speak to you, give you peace, to give you comfort, to give you strength for the day? Would you know, are you familiar with the voice of God? Would you know it if it called out to you? You see, friends, the reality is that if you know anything about God, if you've come to be a disciple of Christ, it's because God has spoken to you. It's not because myself or some other speaker or a pastor or a preacher has spoken something to you and what they said changed your life, but it's what God said through them. Did you catch that? It's what God said through somebody that changed your life. God speaks even today. So I want to challenge you to begin the lifelong process of becoming familiar with the voice of God so that you could hear it, that you'd be known by God, and that you would do what he says. I love you guys. Hope this encouraged you. Our memory verse this week is John chapter 10, verse 9. I love you. I love you. I love you. Let's go put this into work. Get rowdy. Go do something about it. Listen for the voice of God. Hear it, and then go do what he says. Talk to you guys later.